Welcome to the next system test with my ADT Unimode 10UD fire alarm demonstration board. In this test, I am testing out a new camera. It goes all the way up to 8K, but that's a little excessive, so I'm shooting right now in 4K at 60 frames a second. So let me know what you think of the quality of this video. Anyways, you may notice on the board, I do have my SpectrAlert ABC fire extinguisher back in its location. And the reason for that is because I actually have two of them now. Long story short, I ended up living in an apartment for a little while that did not have any fire extinguishers, so I figured I'd go ahead and buy a second one. That one right there is the old one. And now that I'm no longer living there, I now have two of them. So that means I'll have to spray that one at some point in an upcoming video. So stay tuned for that. As far as the alarms for this system test, as you can see, it's going to be a loud one. I have the SpectrAlerts. This right here is a P2415 SpectrAlert Classic. And then I'm not going to be testing this one in this test just because you saw it a lot in the last test. And then this one right here is another system sensor. It's a P2R SpectrAlert Advance. Both of these are on 15 candela for the strobe. Going down, this is a Firelight AN80 annunciator. As you can see, I changed the screen so that when it's in normal condition it says no fire currently. It's not the first time I've done it, but I kind of like that. And then right here we have a system sensor 2WB i3 smoke detector, which we'll test that first thing today. For the pull stations in this test, I have a Simplex 299-9754 conventional T-bar pull station, and I do have a brake rod, which we'll install that and break that today. And then the other one is a Gamewell FCI MS7-ASF, and that is only the cover. The backplate of the pull station is actually the same backplate as the last test. It is the NBG-12 LSP. I just ended up switching out this front cover just to save time when I was replacing all the alarms. These alarms are pretty loud, and the Advance way overpowers the Classic to the point where you can't even hear this alarm when they both go off together because they're both in system sensor sync mode right now. So in this test I'm definitely going to be wearing ear protection. I try to do this in all of my videos, so if you are a hobbyist, you should definitely have some hearing protection because that will catch up to you if you do it for a long time like I have. But thankfully I've been pretty smart about that in the past. Alright, I got my hearing protection in, and we're going to go ahead and test that smoke detector using real smoke. I always say this, I do not recommend you use real smoke or fire to test alarms. There's a lot of safer means out on the market for you to do so. But for this video, for demonstration, we'll go ahead and use real smoke. Alright, the alarm's been silenced, and yeah, as you can hear, that Advance is no joke. Alright, we'll go ahead and reset the system, and I'm thinking when we pull the T-bar, I'll have the Advance disabled so that you can actually hear this other alarm. And then before we pull the T-bar, we'll go ahead and install this glass, or not glass, but this plastic brake rod. So in order to do that, we'll have to disable this circuit so that when I open up the pull station it doesn't go off. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that in the panel settings. So you press enter, you hit 2 for program mode, enter in the password, which I just have it set as 45678, And then as you can see, we are now in. Trying to make it so you can see it. That's a little better, so we'll go ahead and select NACs, and then we'll select NAC 4, I believe is what the advance is on, and then we will select disable. So it says enable, and now we have it as no. And then we'll go out to the input zones, and then I have it written on the top that this pole station is zone 1, so that makes it easy. We'll go ahead and select zone 1, and then we'll scroll down and disable it. There we go. So now let's install the brake rod. So once again, we'll have to open up the pole station. And since it's disabled, that button is not activating the fire alarm system right now. And installing the brake rod is as simple as taking the brake rod and putting it right there. Boom. Now it's installed. And when we close up the pole station, you can see the brake rod in that little hole right there, that little square hole. When you go to pull it down, you can't pull it down all the way without breaking it. And that's the whole point of it. So now we'll go ahead and re-enable this circuit and pull it. There we go. All right, let's pull the fire alarm. Here we go. Alright, and now we can go ahead and re-alarm the system with this pole station. Here we go. Well, the system sensor sync decided to glitch there, if you heard that. Let's go ahead and reset these pole stations and call it a test. Here's the first one. And then I got the key for the second one. You can see down there those brake rods got caught. Here's one. The second one's really caught in there. There we go. There it is. Oh, it fell. Here they are, the two broken pieces.